So, lesson number 7 and part 2 of the bare necessities. Now, yesterday we did the red and the blue box, so we're going to try and tackle the green and the yellow boxes today. Now, the green box has the same rhythm as the red box, and by rhythm I mean the pattern of notes that go along here. Don't worry about the fact that these are upside down, it's just to make them look neater. They do exactly the same thing. But we've got the rest there, the same as we had over here. So rest, plum, 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 and there's rest, plum, plum, plum there. Rest, pear, plum, plum, apple. Rest, pear, plum, plum, apple. And then we got the lots of plums, which are there as well. So the rhythm is the same, the tune is slightly different. So just to go through that whole thing again is rest, plum, 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 rest, pear, plum, plum, apple, plum, 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 apple. If we go back to the piano, it looks like this. So we've just finished with so we've just got there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start on a D up here. And it's probably best you start on a 4 here. So D, E, D. So rest. D, E, D. And then rest. Pear, plum, plum, apple. Whoops. And it's really important that you end on a 3 on that B. So E, D, E, D, B. Don't be tempted to sort of use your thumb or your second finger, because otherwise we're going to run out of fingers later on. So that whole little bit is D, E, D, E, D, E, D, B. Or rest. Plum, 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 rest. Pear, plum, plum, apple. And then we've got the GAs again. G, A, G, A. But whereas we had 3 last time, we've got 2, because the last one goes G, E. And that's where that thumb and the 5 are really important. So we've got G, A, G, A, G, E. So do that again. G, A, G, A, G, E. And then at the end of that, do an apple on the lower G. So G, A, G, A, G, E, G, G. So let's do, that's the whole of the green box. Let me show you the green box again. Rest. D, E, D, rest. E, D, E, D, B. G, A, G, A, G, E, G, G. Let me show again with fruit. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Plum, 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 plum. Pear, plum, plum, apple. Plum, 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 apple. One more time. Rest. Rest. And the next bit, the orange bit, is we got sort of another sort of pattern here. So A, B, D, B, D, B, G, E, D, G. Now, it's quite a wide range here, because we've got the G there and a D right at the top. Sorry, there's also a D at the bottom there as well. It's got a big range, so we're going to have to be a little bit creative with the way we finger this. So we know that we've got to get up to a D. So, and we've got to think about sort of where we spread our fingers, because we've got to, at some point down there as well. So G, D, D, G at the end. So we'll probably do something along the lines of this. Now this is going to be challenging if you have got smaller fingers or smaller hands, because there is a bit of a jump here. If you want to do something a little bit different to what I do for this, please do. If you're, I'll show you the optimum fingering, and then try it. And but if it's something which you can't physically do, then I'm happy for you to be a little bit creative. So I would advise starting with the A. B, D, B, D, B, G, E, D, G. So we're starting on the A, and then we're doing 4 and 5 with B and D. One of the most frustrating things when you're starting playing piano is the little finger, because the little finger isn't used to working. So it might feel that it's just not strong enough. It might feel that it's just bending, or it's just not really doing what you want. That will come in time, and it will get stronger. But just for now, bear with it. And if it's a little bit weaker when you play, don't worry. That's not a problem for now. So we're starting on the 3 on the A, and going 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it ends on the 3. So you'll notice that the 3 that started on the A has now jumped down to a G later on. So A, B, D, B, D, B, and rather than hitting that A with a 3, I've gone to the G there, and then an E on a 2, and D, and end on a 3 there as well. So it's full speed. It sounds like, well, sort of full speed. It sounds like this: A, B, D, B, D, B, G, E, D, G. So 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. One more time. So the green and the orange box together sounds like this. So we've got this. At the end of the green, we end up on a thumb, and we're going to use our 3 on that one, which is slightly odd because it means that your 2's homeless for a second. So your fingers will be bunched up, but it will help your fingering later on. So here it is again. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and rest. Rest. So, if we look at the whole of the Bare Necessities, I'm going to play the whole of Bare Necessities twice, so you can see how that all fits together. So we start on the low D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Two, 3, 4, rest. One more time, a touch slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Rest. Two, 3, 4, rest. Rest. Oh no, I got it wrong at the end. I've got to do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and rest. Rest. One, 2, 3, and rest. Rest. was close. So that's the whole of the bare necessities. We'll look at putting the left hand with it tomorrow. Good luck.